Cancer, hi. So this is going to be a reading for June 17th through the 23rd. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Cancer. The overall energy for the reading, the Empress. I kind of see this as you standing in your power. It's a very caring kind of an energy, so it feels really, really good. But in the recent past, the Hermit, the Seven of Wands, the King of Wands, there's a lot of inner work at play. There's a lot of you going inward, potentially being perceived as closing down to somebody else. There's someone next to you there. And it could be perceived as, you know, where'd you go? You were just here. Okay, it happens. Anyways, in the current situation, the Five of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Star, I feel like you're trying to figure out what it is that you truly desire, because I feel like what it is that you truly desire is actually shifting as we speak. So kind of trying to figure out if what you wanted even yesterday is what you want today. So there's a little bit of a shift there for you happening, potentially from that internal work in there. In the immediate future, the Three of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Lovers. All right, something's opening up really clear in regards to a particular connection. It could be that you went in for quite the deep dive with this healing of yours, and you potentially got a little disconnected from the people around you or something without intending to. It happens sometimes, but you're coming back potentially better than before. That was the point. But anyways, let's clarify. Let me do the Empress, the Ten of Cups, the Two of Cups, the King of Cups. Yeah, very loving energy. You're stepping into this very, very, very loving energy. It's because it's towards you first, and then you're coming out with it and spreading it in your environment. It's freaking amazing. Super cool. Let me do the Hermit. In the recent past, the Four of Cups, the Hangman, the King of Swords. Very determined to take this path. I don't know what this is. This could have been you going off grid for like a year or something, you know, like completely disconnected here. Just connected to yourself. This could have been you at home starting some sort of practice that really kind of got you inward there. Because I see you coming from a place of being a bit upset, a bit disappointed that you don't have that safe space, you know, and you started creating it, very determined to create one for yourself. So it's your healing room. Think of it as your healing room, whatever it is. Either you went off by yourself to do something, or even in your day-to-day life, kind of introducing some sort of practice to stay more connected to yourself there. But there's been a lot of healing going on through this process. So Seven of Pentacles, you get the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Yeah, very disconnected too from whoever, friends, family, whatever the case. It came with it. It was a package deal. You wanted to do that for yourself. You know, you had to kind of disconnect here. You're very stubborn about it too. Almost like, I want no disruptions to this one, you know? It's a double-edged sword, because on one hand you're kind of showing up as, man, it's going to be tough, and it probably was. But at the same time, I really got to make this happen, you know, without any kind of disruptions. All right, let me do the King of Wands, the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Swords. Whoever this is, and it could be the closest person to you at that moment in time, felt the disconnection, and potentially some things were brought up for them to the surface. You know, a little bit of sense of possessiveness, maybe jealousy. Jealousy of what? Of you spending time with you? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Stuff like that. Because I see them showing up in lights that you didn't know they had to them. And then it all turned into stress for them. So these energies were supposed to be brought up for them in order for them to heal. Now, whether or not they heal those, I don't know. No idea. I have no idea. Let's do the 5 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 5 of Swords. Your energy is putting to something right now. So you're building on something, you're working on something. I don't know what it is, but you're very determined to stay there with this. It might create some issues here and there. Some people may not agree with this. Some people may not agree with the way you're doing this. I don't know. You have the tendency to be like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to keep on working on this. In here, you got to stop and ask yourself, at what cost? You know, because this energy comes through a little bit as deceptive. As, okay, you're kind of pushing it a little bit. Like, do this. Stay determined. Stay focused on whatever this is. But be careful what you tear down in your way to be able to do this. You know what I mean? Because it does create conflict. Not only what you're working on, but how you're working on it. And what you're kind of throwing to the side to be able to work on it. So, okay. Let me do the Ace of Cups. The 3 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords. Because of whatever you've experienced there in the past, and I don't know what it is, but it's quite significant, because things have shifted completely outside of yourself. When you come out in a completely different world. Your relationships may have shifted. The way you're approaching things may have shifted. A lot of things. Pretty much almost everything. So you're looking at certain relationships that you may be tied up to. There is love there. There is a sense of bond. There is that recognition of, oh, this is my friend, or oh, this is my spouse, or oh, this is my this, my that, you know. But it's different. It's just showing up different. And I feel like you're not quite figuring it out yet. Like, what does this different mean? How is this different showing up right now? What is this different? You don't know yet. You're in the process of figuring it out. Think of it as you came out from there, you know, kind of took a peek outside, and then you started crawling outside of that space and into the real world. And you're just dealing with things in a very different way. You just don't know what the new way is yet. You're in the process of figuring that one out. Let me do the Star. The Justice card, the 7 of Cups, the Hermit. It becomes a little scary. It becomes a little intimidating. Being faced with these different aspects of life. And you may have the tendency to kind of lose complete faith in the healing that has been done because of that. Because you're coming out, think of it. You were in a place where it felt so good. Everything felt so good. Everything felt so balanced. Everything felt so right. Including you, especially you. And then you come out, and when it's time to apply all of that, and you see your interaction with other energies outside of that, it just doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. So then you kind of go back and you kind of think, did I do it all wrong? Was that for nothing? What the hell was that? It's kind of frustrating at some point. As long as you trust that everything will settle down and fall into place, if you let it, you're gonna be okay here. But I can see how it can be very intimidating here, because a lot of shift show up very different. A lot of things show up very different for you. From relationships to situations, to your approach to things. For the Three of Wands, you get the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Give yourself some time here. You just need some time for these energies to settle, for what you've learned and how you're showing up in a very different way in regards to pretty much everything to settle. All of that needs to settle, and it needs time. Because I see you in a while showing up in a brand new energy that you pour into these places that for now seem a little bit confusing. And it feels right when you show back up. So it's just energy that needs to settle. That's all there is to it. For the Eight of Wands, you get the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Star. Yeah. I've got chipmunks entering my shed. I gotta go in there and clean up. Because I saw little teeth marks, and I always see them in front of the shed. I just didn't know they would go in there because I've been here for like 4 years. They never got in there. And no, I don't have food in there. I don't have anything new in there. So I don't know why the hell they would go in. I hope they're not distressed and that they're not in there locked up or anything. I gotta go check after this video, but that's a sound I've never heard. Hope they're not stuck in something. Anyways, Eight of Wands, Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, the Star. It's the same energy that I'm seeing in the current situation, where in the current situation it looks a little bit all over the place because it's not settled. And then, as I said, after some time passes here with this Three of Wands, everything feels like puzzle pieces falling into place. Like in the current situation, those puzzle pieces are, all of them are in the wrong places. In here, they're like, okay, they're starting to slowly but surely readjust and fall into place. So with pretty much everything that I'm seeing in there, relationships to, again, friends, potentially even authoritative figures, family dynamics, everything that seems a little bit out of place. This seems like an integration process, in all honesty, you know, where in the beginning it looks a little overwhelming, a little bit messy, and then when the energies settle, it's like, oh, like bliss. Yeah. For the lovers, you get the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Five of Wands. You got a very close connection to you here, where I see things falling into place there. However, your energies are very different, which is not a bad thing. One of you seems more practical, while the other one seems more, you know, functioning from the emotional spectrum. It's almost like between the two of you, there could be a perfect balance there if you find it. You know, at times it's not found with this Five of Wands. Kind of a given. It's not the end of the world. But as long as it's accepted that, okay, we're just going to be different and it is what it is, then that should potentially help the situation. But okay, it was a little, I'm not going to lie, it was a little scary when I saw you here in the current situation. I'm like, oh man, what is going on here? It's just energies recalibrating. Basically, that's what's going on. Nothing too worrisome. And with the ability that you learned from your healing to eventually let it all settle, it will. Cool. Let's see what the universe has. The Ace of Wands, the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords. Don't doubt your intuition. Just trust. Trust, because I see you losing that trust from time to time. You know, for the most part, you're functioning under that, like, force from your own intuition and from what drives you from the inside. But when you're faced with such a mess, of course you're gonna lose it at some point. You're not gonna trust completely. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, am I doing this right? You know, so you have those times, but I see you falling into a place of trust eventually, because otherwise you're just gonna get lost in these energies and there's nothing you can do there. You're not even supposed to do anything. You're just gonna, you just have to find that place in which you can allow for energies to settle down. If you go in there and try to grab at those energies to have them settle down yourself, you're just gonna get all messed up too. And it's pointless, you know? You just gotta let these energies settle. Does look like a mess, but it's gonna get cleaned up. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.